I'm pretty sure that you have many bad money habits that are keeping you poor without you even knowing about them. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 bad money habits that are keeping you poor and give you some tips on how to break those habits. Number 1 is not having a monthly budget. Generally, people try to live under their means, but most people automatically increase their spending as soon as they start earning more money, essentially increasing their expenses just to match their income, which is an absolute tragedy. You should always be in control of your finances. If you're satisfied with your current apartment, why change it just because you have gotten a raise? It makes absolutely no sense. That is why creating a monthly budget is very essential. In this budget, you allocate a specific amount to things based on their priority and not waste money on non-essential things. Make a budget and stick to it. The more you earn, the more chances you have to save and invest. Obviously, there's room for rewarding yourself, but only after you stick to your budget. Which leads to bad money habit number 2, which is not paying yourself first. As soon as you get paid, you pay your rent, you pay your utility bills, you pay for your gym membership, your Netflix subscription, etc, etc. And as the month goes on, you pay for your groceries and your day-to-day needs. At the end of the month, you hope that some amount is left and that would be your saving. But the problem is often at the end of the month, there is actually no money left for you to save. What you should be doing is paying yourself first, or essentially set aside a set amount of money that you want to save as soon as you get paid. The remarkable thing is, as soon as you set this amount aside, your mind will figure out how to spend this newer, lesser amount. That is why making more and more money doesn't make sense if your savings rate keeps on decreasing. The easiest way to pay yourself would be to have a totally separate bank account. And as soon as you get your salary, you send a fixed amount into that bank account. I have a video here if you are looking for a free bank account with absolutely no maintenance cost. Bad money habit number 3 that's keeping you poor is not having an emergency fund. Life is not easy and it's definitely not predictable. And because of this unpredictability, many unforeseeable expenses come up and just punch you in the face. Last year was prime example of those uncertain times. People losing their jobs, getting sick, and only the people who had an emergency fund were somewhat able to navigate those difficult times. This is really important, as having a buffer of 3 to 6 months of expenses helps you free up so much mental tension and reduces your stress level so that you can enjoy other things in life that are more important to you. So how do you set up an emergency fund? Well, you do it by creating a budget for yourself, paying yourself first and sticking to your allocated funds and not overspending. And once you have your emergency fund set up, then you can think about setting up your investing. Now, this emergency fund is only for emergencies. Buying a new car is not an emergency, and going on a holiday trip is also not one either. This money is only for genuine emergencies, so finger wag. Bonus tip, if you hit the like button, I cannot guarantee that it will keep you from being poor, but it will definitely help spread the message. So thank you very much for smashing the like button. Alright, bad money habit number 4 is having expensive hobbies. Many people believe in the notion that if they do not go on those expensive trips, if they do not buy those really expensive clothes, other people will think that they are not doing well financially. Believe me, that's far from the truth. People tend to overestimate the degree of how they are being observed and noticed by others, as well as the degree to which others care about the things that they notice about them. This is called the spotlight effect. The reason for the spotlight effect is the tendency to forget that although one is the center of their own universe, they are not the center of everyone else's universe. So you do not need to buy that expensive branded jacket. You might like it, but you don't really need it. And if you have people in your life that are influencing you to have really expensive hobbies or an expensive lifestyle which you cannot afford, then you need to be authentic and say that you cannot do that because you have set up a financial goal that you want to achieve. You're always going to meet people whose financial health is miserable and they give out garbage advices. So make sure that you identify them and learn from their mistakes instead of joining them. Sit down and have an extensive look into your bank statement. How much are you spending on online shopping? Do you really need that unlimited data plan for your mobile phone? Is eating out every day good for you? Do you really need that Starbucks coffee every day? Or can you go with a 20-cent homemade coffee? Bad money habit number 5 that's keeping you poor is investing too late. Investing is the greatest wealth generating tool ever created. More often than not, people believe that they do not have that much to get started with investing, and they put it off thinking that they will invest in the future. But keeping your money in the bank is not a good idea at all. What you're doing is essentially reducing the value of your money because of inflation. Once you set up your emergency fund, you need to think about investing, even if you can spare just a couple of euros every month. One thing that I have learned being a beginner in investing is that it is not that difficult to get started with investing. You only need to spend a weekend looking into how you can get started with investing, and you'll be up and running with your investing journey. The earlier you start, the sooner you will be able to achieve your financial freedom. Never depend on a single income. Make an investment and create a second source. I have a ton of videos that will help you do exactly that, so consider subscribing. Many of us do not have good money habits, but what we can do is identify them and replace those bad money habits with good ones. I have a video here where I talk about getting rich with investing. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, bleibt gesund.